Bonjour, Kinamagin Ireland Indigenous Cast, and welcome to our overview of our Week 3 learning plan. Let's begin here on our stream page, and you can see that we have a new newsletter. It's very important that you take the opportunity to read this today. It will be attached in this email that you received with this link, and a copy will be sent home with your students. You also see my contact information. That'll be at the top here in just a few. We also have our September breakfast and lunch menus now available. Copies were sent home with students earlier this week, but they are also always available here and in this email. Looking at our newsletter first today, just a reminder, we're doing homework, usually on Tuesday and Thursday night. If there's no school on one of those, we'll skip it. It's an opportunity for students to practice the responsibility that'll come with being a middle schooler next year. They will be extra practice kind of assignments, nothing super long, maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops, just to kind of get that good habits and good study habits. However, assignments they don't finish during the day are still expected to be completed at home. We try to provide as much time as possible during the day. If they get it done, awesome. If not, sometimes they may have something to finish. Also, there is no school on Monday, September 5th, in recognition of the Labor Day holiday. We'll hope you have a safe and enjoyable long weekend. As Picture Day comes up on the 7th. More information will be coming home soon. Now, our key story today is there's a field trip tomorrow. You have received a passive permission slip. If your student can attend the field trip, you do not need to send it back. Some suggested items for students that are participating include swimsuit, dry clothes to put on afterwards, a towel, sunblock if you desire it. We do not provide sunblock just due to some students don't know they're allergic to it. So send that with. There is a small camp store, and while you're not required to send money, it is fine if you send a few bucks with your student, go up to the camp store and buy a snack. They have things like pop and ice cream and slushies, sometimes hot dogs. Could never guarantee it'll be open, but that's a choice for you to make at home. SCA is not responsible for any lost money. If you're receiving this email, great. If you want to get text messages when we have delays or cancellations, in addition to what the school sends, or notifications of things like this field trip, please join our class remind. You can text at 2DH 769 to 81010, or you can go to this website and enter here. This is not the same as the SCA notification. Looking at what are we learning? We are finishing up a unit on place value beginning of this coming week. We'll have an assessment on Tuesday. We will begin a unit on multiplication after that. Language arts, the first unit is on civics, government, and citizenship. So it sounds very much like social studies, but we're focusing on the reading. We use words their way to strengthen our spelling skills, and we're doing the online portion of that. Students can access that at home. And writing A to Z to develop our writing skills. Social studies, this year we're using Social Studies Alive, America's Past, as our guide. Some things will be supplemented in, especially the work that's been done recently in Michigan on Indigenous education, so that we can include it and kind of build on what's in Social Studies Alive. And we also review civics. In science, we're slowly moving into the web of life, which is a focus on food webs and food chains. And I will say students have done a fairly good job so far of the electronics. Please remember that all electronics should be turned off and submitted in the front office to me or stowed in their locker off. If I catch a student using their phone during the school day, I will take it away the first time and probably let you know. The second time, you will have to come in and pick it up, depending on what they're using. And you can see that we have some new words here in our language corner. Nanin, Ledweswe, Nidawanga, Anoke, Humanigwe, for smiles. The source of this is the Ojibwe Language Dictionary. Very cool, the People's Dictionary here. You can look up a lot of words you can search in English and Anishinaabe. Looking at this week's Week at a Glance, no school for Monday. You see that we're studying Letters Home is the name of it. It's a short text this week for reading. Also scholastic. We're finishing up fairy tale writing and we're moving into personal narratives. You can see where we're at math and science. Moving on down, you can see in our web, we will have opportunities to go to the library during the day on Thursday. But these are all largely online pieces along with tech. And then you can see what we do in our smaller groups. This document is subject to change and frequently does. Sometimes you'll see a new one uploaded into the Google Classroom. But we try to adapt it as quickly as we can to our students' needs or the presence of a field trip. If you have any questions about that field trip, please contact me at mirland@sidechip.org or mirland@sidechipschool.net. The beach isn't quite as tropical as the one over my shoulder. However, it's a nice little swimming area. It's roped off, and we will have plenty of staff present to chaperone your children. They're not required to swim. It's fine if they do. We just hope to have a nice day, and there's some team building activities, and we celebrate being fifth graders. Hopefully y'all have a great weekend. I know this is a rarity. We're putting out an episode on a Thursday, but I wanted to make sure that I had this information about tomorrow's field trip to you versus sending it to you email newsletter that didn't have important stuff. But I hope everyone has a minute. Minwa, Bumblebee.